One of the premises, Contessa, was that big companies are getting bigger and there's an impact on the jobs market. Does it feel like it? Because I can show you statistically that is true. Take a look at what we did. Look at the top 10 companies by market cap in the S&P and took that as a percentage of the whole S&P. And now we're at 24%. And more interestingly, as we're coming at a time after it was declining for a lot of years there. And Tyler, when were we last up near this area here?
1998, it looks like.
Yeah, 25, that kind of concentration.
A couple of years after that.
And you can do the same thing, folks, if you look at it as a percentage of the total economy. We're now around about 120. The market cap of the all S&P 500 companies is about 120% of GDP. That's another way to look at the expression on Contessa's face. She is absolutely floored by that. So why does that matter economically? It matters economically because the concern is that there are fewer and fewer companies, and it may explain why wages have not kept pace with this tight job market. There's a concept, we've talked about it on this show. It's not new for all of our viewers, maybe some, so we'll define it. It's called monopsony. And here it is. It's basically a market situation where there's only one buyer. And that would differ from monopoly, where there's only one seller or overall control. And here's what Alan Kruger, speaking to the folks in Jackson Hole, said about monopsony. Monopsony power has probably always existed in labor markets, but the forces that traditionally counterbalance monopsony power and boosted worker bargaining power have eroded in recent decades.
Unions? Unions?
You want to go on?
No.
No, please.
I'm just guessing.
Because there's others.
Tell me the others. I got one right.
Minimum wage hasn't really risen or kept pace with inflation. That would create a floor. Also, issues like non-compete agreements, more and more proliferating, even down to the franchise level, there are non-compete agreements. You can go even further and talk about outright collusion in some industries. Kruger and others talk about in the hospital business in certain towns and cities, there's some collusion. So all of this idea of greater power and bigger companies can be one factor in depressing wages, according to many economists that are looking at this issue.
So it's dominance of a single player or two.
Right, and if you think about it,
in the labor market.
Right. In this case, the monopsony buying power is buying labor.
Is buying labor.
Right.